How you doing? Scotty Bear back with another video. This video on the advocates coming out and these what are they, petitions that people are signing to withhold rent. I think if you're in this situation and you are facing not being able to pay your rent, or maybe you can pay your rent, I think there is some strategy that you may want to use. I think you should be negotiating. I think you should be negotiating if you have rent, and I think you should be negotiating if you don't have rent. I think even if you don't have rent and you're in this situation, I think it is a very damning situation to not pay your rent. You don't want to find yourself in that situation, mostly because this is going to end at some point. I think that life is going to go back to some sort of normalcy. And the reason why I kind of go back to the negotiation situation is I think things are going to change. I think maybe not for the better, but certainly I think if you're a landlord, one, you're going to want to keep tenants in your property. But number two, I think the problem at hand really is this, you may not be able to get exactly what you want for that property if it's vacant. I see rental properties out there because of my exact situation. Being in Mexico, I'm faced with the idea of maybe going back to U.S. and fighting this problem out there. I may be staying out of the United States. May work for me, may work against me to some degree. So I feel like I would want to be in a place, in a rental or whatever, because, for one thing, it would offer me a little more security in my current situation. But however, if you're faced with this situation, this is an extra, moment and something else that you have to face. If you're in a lease or whatnot. The reason why I feel like it's such a mistake to not pay your rent in any situation, even if you have $100, those types of situations go a long ways. I think if you find yourself in eviction after all this is done, you will. The judge will actually look at that and take it in consideration. You don't want to be at the person that has withheld rent. Not only that, you may find yourself in an even uglier situation at the end of this. But I think negotiation is yet probably the best thing to do. When all the money is gone, there is going to be a high demand on cash, and you probably could find yourself with some pretty good deals. Even at the Airbnb situation, the prices are going down. It's getting more competitive, and I believe that's what happens here. I think it's a bit of a mistake too. The government hasn't come out and really shut down these credit reporting agencies. I think there's some more. They need to not, tackle the rent issue. They need to tackle, these criminal agencies, the Equifax, TransUnion, all these clowns, and you need to shut them down, because this is going to be the most harmful effects for everybody. One, banks, you're making negotiation, then they report on that. You need to shut all that down, especially if you're wanting people to truly stay home and try to weather this storm. Man, it really is a tragic situation. If you're going through, this, the thing to keep in mind is you're in a big pool of a lot of people. And the strategy I feel like most people need to keep in mind is, one, is try to avoid going completely broke. I think that is powerful. Especially on the other side of this, because from top to bottom, people are sliding, financially into an abyss. Really, where does the end at this situation? I think the government's going to have to come back with another stimulus package, but I think these advocacy groups and stuff like that calling for the withholding rent, these guys need to be shut down. This is not fair for anybody. I mean, if you're the person that's thinking about withholding a rent, what about the person that owes you money and decides they're going to withhold that? It's it's a bad look for everybody. I think it just furthers the problems that we already have and furthers the problems that maybe you have. Anyway, I hope that you are having a good day in spite of what is out there. Kind of a gloomy day here in Mexico. Kind of what the mood is of most of this. Just kind of ho hum. Can't believe we're here. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. If you like, share, all that good stuff, try to have a better day.